Hey guys, Galucia here, and today I have another zombie mode challenge. This time I had someone, I think it was Cook, longtime fan, who asked me to kind of do something similar to the foyer challenge, but instead of just staying in the foyer, you can go anywhere you want throughout the game. You can use all the perks, you can use the upgrade machine, but I'm stuck using the M14 and the Olympia. And this was a pretty big handicap. You would think maybe that because I have use of the all the machines, I can upgrade these weapons, that it wouldn't be that much of a handicap. But I definitely felt it. I mean, almost immediately, within even now in round 5, like I'm starting to feel it. Like I usually by now, obviously I would have the MPL, and I would have a much more comfortable time dispatching these zombies. For example, I would never open the door behind me in round 5, but here I have to open it because I just can't kill these zombies fast enough with this weapon. So I already have everything open, and I don't want that door open yet usually, but that's the way it's going to work out today. So this is a pretty good challenge. It definitely gave me a lot of tough times, but it was still a lot of fun. So I'm just going to kind of break it down for you and tell you what we got going on here. So round 5 is pretty much done with now, and round 6 was dogs, and they didn't give me any trouble. That was no issues at all. So thankfully I didn't have to open any more doors because of the dogs. But here we are in the beginning of round 7, and right away it becomes pretty hectic. But I'm trying to stall as much as possible on opening that gate, and then even for a tiny bit before opening the next door, because I need points. And what I'm thinking about doing here is, instead of doing my normal routine where I would instantly go for the Juggernog, like as soon as I go into the theater, I turn on the power and then I pick up the Juggernog. Almost every single time I've played this game, that's how I've done that. This time, I'm more concerned with trying to upgrade a weapon. It's a gamble, but I don't think it's going to matter whether or not I have Juggernog. If I can't get at least one of these weapons upgraded, I'm not going to be able to dispatch these zombies properly. You see there, I got them lined up really nice, so I'm getting nothing but headshots. I'm taking really good aimed shots, and they're they just keep coming. So it's completely unacceptable. So I go ahead and upgrade the weapon, but now I didn't have Juggernog, so it was a little troublesome. But and then you see me there trying to death rush the nuke, which I ended up getting the second time. And I said in a previous video I wasn't going to death rush so much anymore because it can become troublesome, but do it anyway. So my biggest concerns now, though, are that I have the M14 upgraded, and that's awesome, but already in round 9, the Olympia is pretty much useless. And I'm trying to work on getting points together, but you see here, I'm in my evacuation route. I have to open that door because they're getting too close. I can't, even with this upgraded, I can't get them to back off enough. So I had to go ahead and open that door. I was able to not open the door behind me, at least not yet, but in these earlier rounds when I'm trying to get my second weapon upgraded, I am definitely going to run into a lot of struggles when it comes to points. You'll see here in a minute that I end up having to spend almost more points than I gain, so it definitely becomes an issue for me. I included the clip coming up here after this nuke to kind of showcase what I'm talking about, because we're going to be starting here at the beginning of round 10, and I have about 2,400 points when I started the round, and the Olympia is doing absolutely nothing for me. But here I have to turn on the machine gun. I'm really feeling the pressure of these weapons, and it's a little bit of irony, and it's a bit of a catch-22 that I need points to get the Olympia so that I don't feel as much pressure from the zombies, but then I have to spend points on the turret because I feel the pressure from the zombies. So I get really stuck. And then coming up here, I don't know how I survived this. I really felt like I needed to pick this up. I didn't know that he was about to explode. I thought there was only one. That was a giant mess. I had so many things hitting me. The fact that I walked away from that, I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that I got away with that. And that happens a lot. I get very lucky several times in this. So you'll see here again, beginning of the round I have 3,500 points. I go ahead, spend the points, and then I basically let the turret open up on the front and I'm just trying to get any points I can. I came over there because I wasn't sure if that was open or not. It was. I got a couple points off of it, but right away I got zombies rushing up on me. I already put 2 shots on both those zombies. I had to put 2 more on them just to take the lead one out, and the one behind him was still standing. So you can just really see how useless the Olympia is here when it's not upgraded. But the M14 is not a terrible weapon. It's getting the job done, at least here in round 12, but it definitely becomes problematic as time goes on. But I included this clip here because if you'll remember at the beginning of the round, I had 3,500 points. I had to use the turret. At the end of the round, I had 3,800 points. That whole round of killing zombies, I only came out 300 points ahead than from before. And then again, I had to use the turret. So the points are definitely becoming an issue. I'm starting to think that it's not going to happen unless I get like a double points and I get a good timing on the double points. I have to utilize the traps, otherwise I'm not going to get out of here alive, and I'm trying to make it into these future rounds. And then right here again, that time I knew I wasn't going to get away from it, so I dropped a grenade at my feet to try to take out as many as I could around me. I could see that there were some zombies up there, but I didn't really have a shot on them, so I was just shooting up there as much as I could. There were zombies behind me as well, and I could have been working on taking them out, but I wanted to make sure I had a clear running path so I can make it to the revive machine, make sure I get that, and then I had time to collect myself and whatnot. So I did get a little lucky though with getting a double points at the end of the round. So now I do have enough to upgrade, and I'm gonna kind of use this as a little bit of a revision for an earlier video that I made, my shotguns weapon list for zombie mode. I didn't quite give the Olympia enough credit. I was basing most of that video off of other people's gameplay and information that I was finding online because I didn't have a lot of experience with Olympia when I was making that video. I never had an opportunity to upgrade it before, and it's a little bit more effective than I originally thought. It's not way more effective. I don't want to give it too much credit, but it does do a lot more damage. I was surprised at how much it was increased by, because now here we are in round 14. I was double shotting zombies with the unupgraded, and they were still standing at times. But now it's definitely back to being a one-shot, and you can get lucky sometimes with them being lined up, and you can be a two-shot. Like right there, I had a wounded zombie, and then at his feet, I had a crawler. So I went ahead and aimed for the crawler, and just the damage to his feet was enough to finish off the wounded one. And here I'm firing in the groups, and you can see again, it's very effective. Thankfully, right here, I had just enough points to open that door. But yeah, you can see how effective this is. And it comes with like a built-in speed cola, basically. Like, you reload how fast you normally would with this weapon if you had speed cola. So that was nice. And it was a way to save points, because I wasn't really worried about the speed reload for the M14 upgraded. But for a shotgun, it's a necessity. But now I can save those 3,000 points I would otherwise spend on the speed cola, and I can use them for other things I'm going to need, like traps. So the next part of this video, I basically included just to kind of showcase, again, the effectiveness of the shotgun. It's very effective against these dogs. It's one-shotting all of them, except for the dog that ends up mattering. I have this dog to my right. I put one round in him to take him out. I got this one, and this time I try to aim down the sight, and it shoots a little to the left. I open up on him with the upgrade M14, but he still takes me down, even though I had Juggernaut. I'm not even sure how I got dropped that fast. And then right there, I was about to pick up the that in death, but then I realized that that wouldn't actually help my ammo in death, so it doesn't matter. So, round 16, and I don't have enough points to open this door. I'm really backed up, and then right here, I'm hoping that he gets killed. He doesn't. Now I'm 10 points shy, and yeah, and then I was about to go through the door, but I was like, it looks like it's slowed down. Maybe I could not spend those points right now on that door, leave that closed for the next round, have an escape route. But that guy blows up at my feet, and right there, again, that is an extremely close call. And now I don't have the revives. That should have been the end of the video, but it wasn't. I was able to make my way through it. I have no idea how I survived that. I've said it before, though. This game, especially zombie mode, it requires a ridiculous amount of luck. But here I started kind of employing a different strategy where it was getting so hectic, and it's so hard to fight off these zombies with these weapons, that I was turning on the machine gun and then going up in the teleporter and just letting the machine gun go to work for a while. And then here, I am extremely low on ammo, and when that ammo box popped up, the max ammo, that hurt. And right here, I'm kind of sprinting. Usually I would be turning around and firing. I'm actually thinking to myself that there's a chance that I could loop around this whole map fast enough to get to that before it disappears if there's no zombies in my way. But then I see him in my way, and then I look up and see that he's coming. So I realize that there's too much going on, and then thankfully I had the teleporter already linked up, and I can use it as an emergency exit here. Once I went up to the projector room, the M14 is not very effective firing from this distance. It does damage, but it's not enough to even really matter. So I just kind of go into grenade throwing mode and just kind of throw it into the masses, and it does more damage, I think, and I get more done. And again, I beheaded that zombie, but it was one of those ones that stays up for a minute, so he was in my way, and I should have been dropped there, but I wasn't. So I've had a lot of lucky situations for this gameplay to really help me to get to the farther rounds. Now, this round was probably the most ridiculous round in my history of zombie playing, and that includes World of War. I have 4 rounds in the shotgun at the beginning of this, no rounds in the M14, and now I have dogs. And everyone knows that at the end of the dog rounds, the last dog I kill is going to drop a max ammo. But for right now, I have no ammo, and the dogs are still spawning. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, I need to get 4,500 points so I can buy ammo for the shotgun. So I just, that action that you see there of me swiping at him, backing up, swiping at him, and backing up, I do that for like 5 straight minutes around the map before I got enough points. And then I got my max ammo at the end, and then so on and so forth. So that was the most ridiculous thing ever. I wanted to show the whole thing just because it was so ridiculous, but it's just way too much of me running backwards and stabbing dogs. So, and then of course I had yet another super lucky scenario happen that you just saw a minute ago. I just, more of those than I could even include. I only included like half of them. There was just so many times where I almost die. So, at the beginning of round 22, I was in a pretty good position. I had just enough points to turn on the turret at the beginning of the round. I had just recently picked up a max ammo, so I was pretty good to go on ammo. And in a second here, another zombie is going to drop a max ammo, so I'm really good to go on rounds as far as... I should have enough rounds for the entire round. And I should be able to amass enough points that if I don't get another max ammo by the end of the round, I should just be able to buy some off the wall, which is really one of the only advantages to using weapons like this, is that you can buy stuff off the wall as far as the ammo goes and whatnot. So I go ahead and turn on that trap. I figure that's going to clean up a lot of the mess, and I can't believe how quickly zombies are spawning in the rooms that I'm getting into, because I literally just walked through that door and there's already crawlers in my way. So these zombies are still obviously spawning, and they're spawning quickly. And I'm basically just trying to do the whole, being chased tactic, where you just occasionally shoot behind you, try to clear up the mess as best you can. Trying to use up my grenades. That helps you to conserve on ammo a little bit, but I mean, look at, there's like 3 guys coming out of that barricade already, so I was shooting ahead of me almost more than I was behind me. I had to keep looking, because if I wasn't paying enough attention, then any one of those times I would have got dropped. And right here I have another super close call. This one zombie that was ahead of me almost did me in, but then I die in the dumbest way possible. This should not have been the end of the video, but it was. I'm trying to shoot running backwards, trying to make my way through the doorway. I get caught on the lip. And then when I try to move to the right, I'm like, what's going on here? A zombie pushed me, so I didn't have a chance to get out of the way. So that's the end of the video, guys. Round 22, dumbest death ever. But that's okay. I didn't expect to get to round 22, so I was pretty excited about that. So, as always, I challenge you guys to try the same thing out and to suggest new challenges for me. And until the next video, laters.